Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Dawn Tucker, Executive Director of the Flagstaff Shakespeare Festival, and I'm here to talk about a project very near and dear to my heart, the Mountain Rose Project, Shakespeare, Timber, and Environmental Justice in the American Southwest. Imagine a summer evening in northern Arizona. You're in the mountains. The air is crisp, scented with pine, and above you, the Milky Way stretches across the sky like a painted backdrop. A hush falls as actors in Elizabethan costume enter the stage. Their voices rise into the open air, weaving a spell of a midsummer night's dream. Their words mingle with the wind, with the forest, and with the starlit sky. This is not a fantasy. This is the vision of the Mountain Rose Project, a globe-inspired, timber-framed theater rooted in Shakespeare's ecology, culture, and community. It is a theater where performance and sustainability are inseparable, where every detail, from the design to the programming, reflects environmental justice in action. Flagstaff is the world's first certified dark sky city, and still the largest. A place where the night sky is treated as a natural resource to be protected. It isn't just a slogan, it's a shared ethic deeply held by this community. Every element of the Mountain Rose Project is designed with that ethic at its core. Lighting will be minimal, shielded, and motion sensitive. Pathways will glow gently. The stage itself will rely on daylight whenever possible, echoing the conditions of Shakespeare's own theater. And at night, when that is not possible, the lighting that is designed will make sure that the audience can see the actors on stage and then look up and still experience the starlit sky. This means that the experience of seeing a play here will be utterly unique. As the day fades, the atmosphere of the production will change. Nature itself becomes part of the performance. The bones of the mountain rose will be timber, drawn from forests sustainably and from reclaimed structures that have already lived a life. When we build with wood, we are building with memory. Each grain of pine, each knot in the beam, carries the story of seasons endured, storms weathered, and roots sunk deep in northern Arizona soil. Timber framing connects us to this lineage. Unlike steel or concrete, wood is alive with history. It breathes, it shifts, it holds the warmth of the sun and the cool of the earth. Traditional joinery, cut and fitted by human hands, reminds us that craftsmanship is not only a skill, but a relationship, a way of working with the environment, not against it. In this way, the theater itself will invite us into dialogue with nature. It will be more than a container for performance. It will stand as a companion to the forest around us, reminding us that our stories are always interwoven with the land that sustains us. In this way, but timber alone is not enough. Sustainability must be layered into every decision, every material, every practice. The Mountain Rose Project will incorporate solar power to provide energy independence. Rainwater harvesting methods will ensure that scarce water is captured and used wisely. Landscaping will feature native plants, adapted to drought and supportive of pollinators. These are not luxuries. In a city facing the accelerating pressures of climate change and water scarcity, these are necessities. Every choice here says we take responsibility for the land we inhabit, for the future we share. Flagstaff is home to a thriving arts community, and yet we lack sufficient performance space. Venues are limited, expensive, and often unavailable. Groups like ourselves, Momentum Aerial, the Flagstaff Symphony, all struggle to find accessible, affordable homes for their work. The Mountain Rose will change that. with seating of 350 plus a standing pit for 100, honoring Shakespeare's groundlings. The theater will welcome not just Shakespeare, but also dance, aerial arts, youth programs, science collaborations, music, and community gatherings. This will be a stage for a whole city, a shared cultural home where everyone belongs. So we knew that Flagstaff needed a space, a home that could nurture our artists and welcome our community. And in creating that home, we also knew we had to answer a deeper call to build in a way that places the environment at the very heart of our choices. Mountain Rose could not be just another building. It had to be a model, showing that culture and climate responsibility can and must grow together. Mountain Rose is more than a building. It is also a platform, a place where art and environmental education come together to ask the question, how can stories help us understand and respond to the environmental challenges of our time? Producing Shakespeare carries a special privilege and responsibility. His plays were written for open air, meant to be spoken under daylight and starlight, with constant references to the winds, the birds, the forest, and the turning heavens. To stage Shakespeare today is to inherit this dialogue with the natural world. In an era where climate change can feel overwhelming, theater offers a unique tool, empathy. By seeing ourselves reflected in characters, by engaging in shared experiences, we learn to feel for each other and the planet that we call home. Mountain Rose will also be a living classroom for a traditional technique that has been the cornerstone for that has become a cornerstone for the evolving art of sustainable building. Visitors will see traditional timber framing in action. Workshops will explore sustainable design, old techniques applied to new problems. Students will learn that the ancient craft of timber framing is not obsolete, but essential in meeting modern challenges. In this way, the theater itself becomes a story, a statement about how we build, how we live, how we carry tradition forward into the future. We are building a theater. We are building a legacy. We are creating a place where art and environmental responsibility are not just compatible, they are inseparable. This is the radical promise of the Mountain Rose, that theater can be both beautiful and responsible, rooted in history and reaching towards the future. In a moment of planetary crisis, this is not just a vision for Flagstaff. It is a model for what sustainable performance can look like everywhere. The Mountain Rose is a stage of meaning, material, memory, where theater meets stewardship, where past and future come together, and where the voices of Shakespeare's plays mingle with the voices of the forest, the stars, and most importantly, the community. We are eager to keep learning as we grow this vision. If you have insights, ideas, or wisdom to share, please reach out to me. I would also like to say that I am so honored to be part of this conference and so looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to share about the way Shakespeare can positively impact our relationship to and our stewardship within our world. Thank you so much.